Spray Booth 101. This is for the metals and woods classes. Other people can potentially use this and watch this video as well, but we're going to go through the operation of the spray booth and we'll show you a document for the 10 rules for it. So when you approach the spray booth, we're in the woods room. Take a pan here. We're in the woods room, and this blue door back here normally stays shut, but we have it open for filming purposes. Always keep this shut. When you approach this, you're going to see 3 controls on the wall here. The first one is a regular light switch for the light of the room, but you need to turn the relay on to give that power. So now, with the green button on, we can operate the light switch. You see that okay?
Got it, yep.
And then this main switch is for the ventilation in the room. There's a big air handler up on the rooftop that sucks air out so that you never get lightheaded. So we're going to turn that on. We'll turn that on later because we don't want the noise in there. So come in here. Our spray booth is roughly 12 by 16. We've got 2 cabinets in here that are fireproof cabinets, and this cabinet tends to have a lot of the spray cans and stuff like that. Looks like we've got some paint thinner in there and some masking tape. But this cabinet holds our quarts and gallons for our brushable paint. And I can't stress enough that when you are in here and you are checking stuff out to see if you can use some of it, you need to contact your instructor, myself, Ms. Torberg, and figure out what you can use. Stuff that's in here you're welcome to use, but most of the time people have to buy their own spray paint. If you're working on a woods project or your metals project has some wood on there, you need to talk to your instructor about if you're going to finish it with a oil-based or a water-based material. There's a difference, and then that also determines how we clean the product. So up on the ceiling we've got a light here with a whole bunch of graffiti. We continually whitewash the walls so that it stays bright in here for people, so please don't spray paint on things. We've got some bars in here that we can hang projects from. It looks like a student is getting ready here to prime their project. If you have a metals project or a woods project, you should talk to your instructor about the prep work for that project. But once it gets in here, we need to make sure that your project is far enough away from other projects that your finish is not going to ruin somebody else's. If that's the case, you'll be fixing their project or paying for it. These are all have a nice coat of polyacrylic on them, and so these are nice, they're drying, they're set aside, and then this person will work on their project and then move that, not above their project, but with spray paint anyway, this will be dry to the touch in about 30 minutes. So this is a bad example of this. We're going to get a new one and put that up here for your reference. But as you can also see here, someone left their glasses in here. We've got some brushes that are shot. So one of the things that you do when you're all done here is you close the doors, take any garbage out that's on the floor, wood blocks, sandpaper, and you just hoof this out with your by yourself and go out. And if this area stays clean, then everybody gets to experience a clean room. As soon as it gets a little bit dirty, people say screw it, then they just let it get messy, and then everyone has to deal in filth. And then your projects generally tend to also have that filth on them. And when you worked on something for 9 weeks, it's nice to just have it stay nice. If you require anything else, nitrile rubber gloves, primer, all that stuff, you need to go to your instructor and talk about that specific stuff. But here's the room. When you're all done, you just leave the room and you leave the door shut. Leave the door shut. This door does not lock. The door handle is locked, but it never locks. And that's because we don't want anybody to be stuck in there and leave the exhaust or the ventilation going, and your instructor will shut that off at the end of the day.
Throw that once, just that's it.
If I were you, the only button you would ever press is the start and the stop. Don't operate that, don't operate that. You're done for the day, shut that off. Oh, you're gonna paint for the day. Turn that back on. But we did go over all three of those.
Hit the stop button one more time.
Can you see that orange?
Yeah. There we go. Okay. See you.